Dumb radio host.
Blog Talk Radio.
You ain't the only one who loves America. I like America just like you. Just because I sing and dance after midnight. Just because I take a drink or two. That don't mean I don't like America. I like America just like you. Just because you don't see me on Sunday, sitting down on the front row pew.
Listen, I hold these values dear because I've lived them. I've spent my whole life chasing the American dream.
In our day, certain economic proofs have become accepted as self-evident. A second Bill of Rights, under which a new basis of security and prosperity can be established for all, regardless of station or race or creed. Among these are the right to a useful and remunerative job, the right to earn enough to provide adequate food and clothing and recreation, the right of every farmer to raise and sell his products at a return which will give him and his family a decent living, the right of every businessman, large and small, to trade in an atmosphere of freedom, freedom from unfair competition and domination by monopolies at home or abroad, the right of every family to a decent home, the right to adequate medical care, and the opportunity to achieve and enjoy good health, the right to adequate protection from the economic fears of old age, sickness, accident, and unemployment.
God, do we need that man now? Good evening, Ev. Yeah, I think you brought that up before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've asked him, can you raise him from the dead? I mean, is that possible at all?
I think he's rolling over in his grave right now after what's going on in Washington. But good evening, everybody, and welcome to our first evening of our primetime show. We're going to be on at 8 p.m. Eastern Time every Tuesday and Thursday from now until we don't know when. The after-hour show on Saturdays is still going to be at midnight Eastern Time. That's not changing. But as far as this show is concerned, this is our first night at the 8 o'clock time frame, and this is Mitch in Madison, Wisconsin, and my cohort
Eric.
Where are you?
The wilds of Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
The wilds of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yep. So anyway, obviously there's a tremendous amount of news we need to talk about, and the most important thing is that Tony Parker and Eva Longoria are getting divorced. I'm sure. Absolutely. Yeah, that's big time. Big time. Important.
You know she's a size 0?
What?
Don't ask me why I know or why I care, but that's what they said on NBC. Because, well, you know, that kind of stuff is important.
A size 0?
Size 0. Apparently, if you're a woman, you can be a size 0, and she's a size 0.
She's an incredibly attractive woman. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I think she's pretty hot. She's 35. She's looking good.
I personally couldn't pick her out of a police lineup. I don't know who she is. I mean, I know she's Tony Parker's wife, and I know she's got a name like the third baseman from the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, but I don't know why she's famous. I just know she is.
Well, she should marry that guy. She should marry Evan Longoria, so it'd be Eva and Evan Longoria, and she wouldn't have to change her last name.
She wouldn't have to change her last name. The funny part is that I hear that Tony Parker, who's making $1 bazillion playing basketball, is gonna get alimony. But anyway, I don't know why I care, because I don't care. I just don't care at all.
No, I brought that up because it's kind of like, there's so many important, really super important things going on, and that's like, you go on AOL and that's like Eva Longoria and Tony Parker to divorce. Who
I know.
gives up?
If you're gonna bring something up like that, like you should have brought up Bristol Palin, keep it in the politics realm here. Bristol Palin's performance on Dancing with the Stars. I know what she looks like. She looks like a pig. I'm familiar with what a pig looks like. But the Tea Party, screwing up even more votes than that one, from what I understand.
I got a question for you. I mean, Todd's not a bad-looking guy, and obviously there's a lot of people that think that the bitch is hot, Sarah. So how does Bristol end up looking so doggy? I mean, what happened with the genetics there?
And again, just a little bit of to protect my own rear end on this one. I don't watch that show. It's just impossible to not turn on the TV or turn on the internet and hear about it. But I'd be caught dead watching that. Sooner dead than watching that. But she is not an attractive young lady, and I'm thinking that I'm basing most of my opinion there on her personality, because she's also somewhat of a bitch. Although I saw in that Sarah Palin's Alaska thing something that she said that was funny. She said that she told her mother to take her prom hair and get out of here. So that was one of the better busts I've heard on Sarah Palin that came from her daughter.
Ooh.
So
the apple does not fall far from that tree, I'll tell you that much. There's a definite bitchiness there, yeah, there is. And you know what, Sarah? You know what? You and Joe Miller can go and that was sweet, Lisa Murkowski. I have to say, that was just sweet as hell. I've never thought I would really like to see a Republican ever win anything, but that was definitely enjoyable right there. So Adolf Hitler Jr. doesn't go to Congress. Oh well.
The funniest part of his line on this whole thing is that he is kicking and screaming that she went against the will of the Alaskan people by running as a write-in candidate. Did she really go against the will of the Alaskan people by going as a write-in candidate if they all took the time to write in her name to elect her? Is that really going against the will of the Alaskan people? It seems like the will of the Alaskan people was to learn how to spell Murkowski, which I think, based on the people I know that come from Alaska, is no small feat to get them to spell a word that's got more than 3 letters in it. To quote Hollywood Henderson,